Hello, everyone. This is your girl Mofifoluwake here on Gist City. Welcome to our first episode. Welcome to our first episode once again. This is Gist City with Mofifoluwake. Today, I have with me two of my big sis, Miss Rachel, and go to Miss Mubo. These two are. Don't let me start the episode. Let's keep that part. But these two, we've been together for a while now, and I can say one or two things about them. Always there. Or even if I say I want to sell pure water, you it's good to crack myself up. Even if I say, oh, Sarita, my new business is a pure water factory, she will be my first customer because I know she's always there to encourage me. Move to, I don't want to go into story, but she's one of those sister in church. I appreciate the way she carry herself, her charisma, her personality, and she's always there. Join me, welcome the two of them to this beautiful program, G City. Today, we're talking about a fresh start story in US. You can be in Canada because we want everybody to join this program. We have so many episodes to talk about. But today, we're talking about a fresh start story in the United States of America. Everyone had a story to tell. Like as the saying say that you don't get to where you're going at start. You start one step after the other. So coming to the US right from Africa, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. You start from getting so many things together. Viewers, you're welcome to this episode, Fresh Start Story. And my first question will go to Miss Mubo. What is your fresh start story like?
My fresh start story. Anyway, thank you, Miss Foluke, for having me on this program. It's a pleasure. I appreciate it. It's a big honor, and I pray the Lord will honor you too.
Amen.
Yeah, but talking about the fresh start, everybody, like you rightly said, everybody had their, little beginning story. Like one, there's a popular adage that says, "You see my glory, well, ask for my story."
Yes.
You are faxed this morning, and
Yes.
I'm going to give it to you.
Yes.
Viewers at home, you are all welcome to this program. This is a beautiful program. If you have not yet part of this program, I don't want you to miss out. Please hit the like button, subscribe, share on your different social media platform, and you will not regret you did.
You hear that?
Yeah, because this is a place to be, is a program to partake in.
Yes.
Anyway, when I first got into this country, this is a place, I call it a new land, because you in a place where you don't have a father, you don't have a mother, you don't have any relation, but you just like, I believe in God, let me just go. So, and God has always been there, he has always been faithful. And it's because of that God that I am where I am today. Like David said, I am who I am because by the grace of God. So also myself and my family. So when my humble beginning started, I started working as a CNA.
Wow.
Yeah, people might not know that is certified nursing assistant.
Wow.
And this is a profession I've never been in.
Well, the real fact, it's rare to see one or two people around you that did not start from
as a CNA
health worker job.
Exactly.
Health worker job.
Exactly.
Either a caregiver, the degree, 2, 3, 4, 5 degree you're coming from Africa. You have to start somewhere before you work yourself back to your line, even if you want to continue.
Yeah, because of the situation in this country, you just have to humble yourself and pick yourself up. And when I started working as a CNA, I wasn't just working just to make money. I was, at the same time, I had at the back of my mind, if this is where God want me to fulfill my purpose, yeah, I'm ready. So I didn't just limit myself. I look up to other people, like my nurses, getting advice from them that I actually like it, because I love being in the midst of people. Although these are compared to my background from home, being in an office setting, a corporate job, in the midst of people, the opposite of it is an opposite direction at this time, because I had to be in the midst of old people, people that my God, this has to do with like empathy, having compassion to
Yes.
help people. And if you are that type like myself that has compassion in like helping the old people in need, then you are welcome to the profession.
Thank you, Miss Mubo, for that beautiful highlight, and I love it. Yes, we should not despise our humble beginning. Coming to America is really starting
All
over again. Yes, no matter the level you are, believe me, you're going to start like you're going to humble yourself.
Exactly.
Because
the situation will
it's not just the same thing. It's not just the same thing. Job like everything is not just the same thing. So you're gonna first humble yourself, start all over again, and before you know it, plan or even more than what you can even imagine.
Exactly.
You'll be there. So now I'm gonna talk to Miss Rachel. I know she got here very early, and I know her story is quite different from hers. So she's going to take us through the journey.
Okay.
Let's go.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Miss Faluke, for inviting me and Miss Mubo to your Gist City. And we are privileged to be the first one on your show. I mean, that's a big deal. Some year we'll look back and laugh about this,
I know,
right?
Yep.
Obviously, as much as like say, my humble beginning is slightly different from Miss Mubo. I came to the U.S. at a young age as a teen.
Wow.
Teenager.
Very interesting age, right? We're not going to say how old, but I came here as a teenager. I was fortunate enough to have my dad working out at embassy in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
I lived in Bethesda, Maryland, as a diplomat. Shortly thereafter, my family went back, so I remained behind because I was in school. I think I was like I was about to start my sophomore year, which is 10th grade here in America. I stayed with our ambassador in Bethesda, Maryland. I finished my school. Shortly thereafter, I joined university.
Wow.
I did my university 4 years.
Wow.
I know, right? This is like it's moving so fast.
Yeah,
wow.
you had a good plan.
These are the ones we call American dream.
I don't know if it's America. It's really, it was God, grace, and favor upon my life because
nobody can. In fact,
yes,
you can minus that in your story.
Yes, you cannot. You
God
cannot.
is everything.
God was just there throughout the journey. I finished university, thank God, with the help of my family. And really, that's pretty much my humble beginning. One thing I need to touch on is the family that took care of me when my parents left. Because, as a teenager now, we know how those years are. There's a level of laborious thinking, everything. Yeah, it's a very difficult age. And the fact that your parents are not there to direct you. And it's important you maintain your good family name. You're not doing as a young girl, you're not doing anything to embarrass the family.
Yeah.
And you have to just maintain that dignity.
Yeah.
So I thank God for the family that took care of me, former ambassador, who is now late. May his soul rest in peace.
Amen.
He took me in as if I was his own. There was no difference. The car came, took us to school. Everything was just normal for us. So I thank God for that. And that's why I say my story is a bit different, because once I was a little young and God, grace and favor was upon my life.
And you're lucky.
Yes, thank God.
Wow. It's good to hear that. And I'm so privileged to have you today.
Thank
on
you.
Gist City this morning. We want to have quite a different episode, like a different story. Your story is different from Miss Mubo and also mine.
Absolutely.
So it's good, and we want to see. I know you might not be really like starting all over again, but it's kind of too, because African school is different from the school here.
Yes.
And I know that you speak your language.
Swahili.
Swahili. Thank you, Swahili. She speaks Swahili very well, fluently. So, and also coming here, obviously, peer pressure, looking at you, who is this?
Language
So,
barrier.
and also that level that you got here, it's a very challenging level.
Yes.
Teenage level. Oh
Yes.
my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know, these teenagers, sometimes don't let me use F word. They don't look at you what you want to feel like.
Yes.
They can be like funny, look at you like,
Attitude.
why is she not responding? And even communication will be quite funny.
Yes.
Because I don't know your primary language in your country.
Mm-hmm.
Is it English?
Our primary language, no. Swahili is our primary.
Can you imagine that? So it's a fresh start.
It is.
It's really a fresh start for
It
you
is.
in another way.
Yes.
It's really a fresh start because
Yes.
I can feel what your peers will like, the way they will look at you.
Oh, yeah.
The way they will see you, the way they will communicate. Even to have friends will be somehow.
Oh yeah, I can definitely touch on that.
She can communicate.
When you first come to this country, coming from Africa, number one, you look different. Mm-hmm. You dress different. Mm-hmm. You sound different.
I know, right?
Everyone has accent. Everyone.
Yes.
When a Filipino is talking, it's different from the way a Mexican would talk.
Yes.
Everyone has that accent. So sometimes when I go somewhere and they say, "Oh, you have accent," I said, "Man, stop that."
You know what?
What do you mean
As
you
matter
also have accent?
For look at, I love when somebody say I have an accent because they've already differentiate me from the rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
They know you're not from here,
Yes.
and not knowing that you're not from here, it's already a plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would just look at them like.
You know what? I had an encounter with one of my residents like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where are you from? Because I said, why? Because of the way you speak. I said, well, what language do you speak in your country? I said, we speak English. But mind you, in my country, we were colonized by the British. So I speak British English.
Yes.
She was like, oh, I like your accent. It's good. The way you pronounce your English might be different, but at least we are able to understand what you're talking about.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
So you just have to be proud of yourself.
Yes. The
know?
main important thing that I see that is very, very necessary is the communication.
Yes.
So far you can get what I'm saying and I get what you're saying. I don't look at your accent. I just communicate with you. And I want you to communicate back with me. So far we can both hear what. If you need me to say it twice or you need me to say it 3 times, I don't care. I'll still say it.
Yeah, until you get it.
They'll be like, what's your name? My name is Foluke. They say, Fluke. I'll be like, what? Foluke.
We call it culture shock.
Yes.
Because culture shock, you know.
Yeah.
You have a different background. She has another different background.
I'm telling you.
So the two coming together, at least you just have to blend it to make things work out.
Okay, let me go to another sub question from that.
Okay.
It's also starting, we have talked, obviously what we just said now, it's like our culture, our language, and all that. How do you feel? I've never been to your country before, but I know it's Africa, so
yes.
I can say a little bit about it.
And I'm inviting you to come visit.
No, don't worry.
We are just
we are coming. So I want to talk about, how do you see the weather when you got here?
That's a big challenge.
That break you somehow?
The weather here will break you, no matter what. Okay, it has to break you, because I come from the sub-Sahara of Africa. And for those who don't know, I'm from Tanzania, East Africa. It borders Kenya and Uganda. We're right there on the sub-Sahara, so it's always hot. Either hot season or rain season. We don't have snow, so it was a big culture shock.
Oh, sorry. I want to break in there. Like in your country. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm not just saying this, but I just want to scream. I just want to ask.
Okay.
Do you have a light-skinned people in your country?
My dear sister.
Don't mind me. Just want to turn you on a little bit.
Oh yeah, obviously I'm dark, right? And I love being dark skinned, but we have a lot of light skinned people. A lot. We have, well, I shouldn't say a lot. We have some people that are light skinned, certain tribes, right? It's like there's a tribe called Wachaga. Wachaga people is most likely light
Because
skinned.
most of Tanzanian people
Melanie, darkness. We are
kind
that.
of color, and it's beautiful.
It is.
I'm also right. I'm not
Black
light.
is
You could be from Tanzania for all we know.
You know, sometimes,
I
sometimes
love it.
people makes me weird. It's either African. Yes, I'm African American, right? Fine. But at the same time, some people said, "Oh, they thought I'm Ghanaian." Some said, "Oh, they thought I'm so."
Jamaica.
I said, anyhow you say it, I'm Africa. And if you see some people that they want to be very funny, they'll say, "Where exactly are you from?" I said, "I'm from Nigeria." Then they'll look at me. You look more like you sound more like Ghanaian. I'll be like, "What? Are you mixing it up?"
You're still West Africa, right?
Yes, I'm still West Africa. But at the same time, I was like, I know every Africa also have their accent, just like what we just said.
Yeah.
Everybody has, like, I can say let's say, for example, you are born here.
Yeah.
It's quite different. But if you have at least your first 1 decade in Nigeria, like at least 10 years old, oh, forget it. Sorry, in Africa, 10 years old, oh my God. I know that you are from Africa, no matter how you want to change it.
So let me ask a question, Farouk. I'm going to shoot this at you. So if somebody was born and raised in, let's say, Nigeria, right? And the first 10 years of their life, and they came here, you still be able to pick their accent, Nigerian accent?
I will, kind of.
Some of them lose it. Some
Yes.
of them lose it.
Yeah, some of them lose it. But let me put it like 50% of them still have it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, and how do you get that? Mostly if their family, let's say their mom and dad, speak more of their language at home.
That's the best way.
It will still come out.
Yeah.
They will speak, but if you still come like less than 5, oh, you can lose it finally.
Okay.
But if you are like 10 and back home, they do speak to you in your language, like Yoruba, Igbo, you still see it. And maybe you have your grandmas around you, even in the US, as you're growing up from that 10, and you will still
have
see
it.
Like
Yeah,
my kids
you
at home,
hear that.
I speak Yoruba to my children at home, and I decided that the reason being that before we got to the United States, in my house we were not speaking Yoruba. We were always speaking English. So when we got here, I decided that, if nobody speaks it to them, they won't hear it. And they will lose it completely, because if they fail to hear it from home, who will speak it to them outside?
Yeah.
So
the way they learn is such a different than we do.
Yeah.
So
Kudos to you guys. Now we are like, I want my child to be able to speak at least a little bit. I don't want to do like this to you and you did not get it.
of course.
Yes, we are from Africa. If I give you
a sign.
like
language,
you already get it. A sign language. You already get what I'm trying to say. That get out from that place before I look at you.
What
twice.
actually added to my home was that all my kids, they went to a boarding school. So that they only come home for holidays.
So that's like
all of
culture,
them
like
went to a boarding school.
that. I noticed that even here in the US, we are better off than even people living back in Africa. I'll say it.
In terms of what?
We
In
stay
terms of
together.
really promoting our culture, kind of like speaking our language to our kids.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I've moved with some people that I can say all their kids, they have them here. And when they speak Yoruba, Igbo Lolo, like those like 10, 12 years old girls, they speak wa, like clearly, not just wa,
It's good for them.
not that kind of sound.
Yeah.
A clear sound of wa, malo, bamimu,
Yeah.
like a clear sound of Yoruba sound. And I felt like, wow, this is so great. I
It's
like
good.
it.
It's good for
I'm
them to
trying
understand.
to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do that to my kids.
But
And my mom is helping me with that
you
too.
know
How is that going?
matters.
Oh, it's going well. I remember some days ago, they were like having a story time in Yoruba. And I was like, wow, Good.
It
I don't have
depends-
time
it depends on
to
their
do
age.
that, but I'm happy that I have her around to do that with
To
them,
help.
Yeah.
which is quite good.
So are they speaking Yoruba or
They are not very like.
but they can understand?
you
They
can't
understand when they
can't
speak.
expect them to speak like the way I would speak.
But
No.
when you speak, they understand.
Yeah,
So
they
that's
understand
fine.
not all though. When you go into some words, they'll be like, "Mommy, do you mean this?
Oh.
Do you
Okay.
mean this?"
It's little-
So at least they know the difference.
Yes.
Yeah, that they have
They
their
know
own
the
language.
difference
Yes.
and be able to differentiate.
Yes.
Is that word meaning this
And
or
really,
that?
there is one show on on YouTube that they used to listen to, Ojo. It's I think it's kind of a show like a drama, a little drama like that. They'll be like, okay, I want to watch Ojo. Even the way they sound the Ojo is funny. Oh my God. The way they sound the Ojo is very funny. I'll be like, Ojo. I will be like, Ojo.
Anyway, for their age, it's okay.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
all my
okay.
children can speak and understand. They understand and they can speak. But my son is like, from the onset, he's just not used to it. When you are trying to force him, like, Mommy, I'm not interested.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It is well.
So
God will help us.
interest matters. So, but I still, that doesn't prevent me from
From
my own
doing,
stuff.
yeah.
Yes.
In our house, we speak only Yoruba in my house.
Yeah, that's
when
good.
when
As
he's
time
around,
goes
he
on,
knows.
you
We speak
will come
Yoruba.
around. And moreover, most you can understand. That's good too.
He
Yeah.
understand and he
So,
can speak. But
and
when
you
he
know-
speaks, we laugh at him. At least.
Oh my God.
And you guys don't laugh at him because then
You have to laugh
No,
because of the way
you
you
know
say
what? You know what? That's why he's not interested in. He's like, Mom, I'm not interested because he knows you guys. You have to encourage him.
When he says it, you will have to laugh.
You have to.
just have to
So let me put it to you that what was it like seeing snow for the first time?
It was fascinating to me.
Oh my God. I remember.
You know, it was fascinating.
I remember I just went straight to the snow, put up my glove with my son. I was pregnant then. Put up my glove with my son. They started like, I think I still have a picture if I look. The snow was like, oh
The
my
snowflake
God.
was falling.
That's different because when I saw snow, I began to thank God. I was like, this God is awesome. Because we don't have the same world, the same planet.
Yes.
And we don't have snow in Africa.
Oh God.
So first time I was seeing this, I was just praising God. But this God,
I remember.
You know, it was fascinating.
I remember I just went straight to the snow, put up my glove with my son. I was pregnant then. Put up my glove with my son. They started like, I think I still have a picture if I look. The snow was like, oh
The
my
snowflake
God.
was falling.
That's different because when I saw snow, I began to thank God. I was like, this God is awesome. Because we don't have the same world, the same planet.
Yes.
And we don't have snow in Africa.
Oh God.
So first time I was seeing this, I was just praising God. But this God, you are just too big. How did this come from? When I looked up, I didn't see any
It's only
traces.
a movie I used
You
to
know,
see that back then.
I saw it on the floor, but seeing it falling from the from
From
the
the
sky,
sky.
Oh my
I saw nothing.
Oh
So
my
it's
God.
just a miracle to me. It was a big miracle to me that time. But now we are used to it. Like, oh, it's no. That is another weather in America.
And the minus.
The negative.
That's the worst.
Negative 22, negative 25.
You feel like you're in a freezer.
I came around that time.
That
Let me
one.
tell you the
I
story.
came out.
My own story. At the time, I was working as a CNA in a place, and I had to drive like 50 minutes home. And my car, I was using one Camry, maybe 2021 Camry. That was my first car in the US. So oh my God, the heating system was so bad.
It's messed up.
It's messed up. Like, it might take like an hour before
It
you start
warms up.
cooling. And because I had to be home by 8, so that I need to get them ready for school and stuff like that. I had to drive. You know what? I'll put on 2 gloves. I don't know. I'll be like this and I'll be crying. I remember my son will be like, Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. And he will start crying too.
And you know my
And
own.
after that, after like maybe 20, 25 minutes,
You warm
now
up.
sit
You
down.
know you feel better.
I will now cry like Masukute like God.
Why? Now you're
Why?
already warmed up. Why are you crying?
Do you know that time I came? That was during the time of negative 25, 22.
Oh my God.
So, and you know what? I was like, there was this market. Everybody knows Rogers Market. So I live in Rogers Park anyway. So I was like, I will go to the store to get some things for my children. So I was going. My daughter now saw me, Mommy, má yẹ kó gbọ́ wọ̀nyí. I was like, what do you mean? He said, in negative, if you don't wear gloves, this thing will get frozen and they will cut it. They are cutting people's hand.
Yes.
Is it that bad? And it was. The temperature then was like that.
It was.
Because everything was, if you spit on the floor, in a second to get dry.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was just like unfriendly weather.
It's 90 degrees.
90 degrees.
90 degrees.
89 degrees is still
With the humidity.
I remember those days I used to live in Abuja.
well above 100.
I'll go to sites. I'll put on my head, whatever, cover. I would dress like very funny kind of look. I'll put the helmet, put this, put that. But this one is so bad. Like, at the time I noticed that from here to here, it's darker than from here to here.
Because
Then
you had a
coming
tan.
from that kind of weather and coming here to the US.
It's different.
Oh my God.
Especially in the Midwest. Over here it's super cold.
Totally
When I first moved to Chicago, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to stay here because of the cold.
Because of the cold.
Yeah, many years later, I'm still here.
I have a cousin that usually says something. She say, I'm relocating from Chicago during winter. When it's summer, I don't think I'm going again. She'll be like, I don't think I'm going. She's always relocating from Chicago. Like, she's always
Winter time, right?
winter time. She will say, winter is not very good for me. I don't think I can cope with winter.
There's a saying that says if you cannot make it in Chicago, you cannot make it anywhere else.
Yeah, it's a blessed state. It's a blessed land.
Illinois, if you cannot make it in Illinois.
No
So
way.
that's why I think many of us have stayed here, regardless of the cold.
And we are blessed. Even
And
with
we
the
are
cold,
blessed.
we are blessed.
We continue to flourish. So,
Amen.
because we've been, for me at least, I've been in Maryland, I've been here, I've been in
Oh
Pennsylvania.
my God.
So I got
travel
to-
all over the US.
Not yet, but I would like to. But I've lived in those areas, so I know.
I love Chicago.
So let me go to another question.
Okay.
What was your side hustle?
Then.
Then,
Side
I know
hustle.
you got
then.
here early.
Oh, yeah. You know, let me
Your
tell
own
you.
side hustle will be different.
Let me tell you, side hustle
Someone
in
that
America.
have food on your children's table, and you have to pay bills. I
right?
know. You told us you got here very early.
But remember, I had my kids here, so side
Yes,
hustle
yes.
starts when you start having kids.
Okay, okay. I think that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
But what
Go.
was your side hustle like?
my side hustle. I don't know if you guys know, I was a Mary Kay consultant.
Oh, wow.
I was selling Mary Kay.
Oh, my uncle's wife used to do that.
Yes,
Back in
Mary
Nigeria.
Kay
She
was-
come to the US. I think she was one of their agents then. She bring those. I used to use Mary Kay then.
Yeah,
when I was
back in the days.
college.
And those are nice
I'll buy
products.
from her.
Yes.
So it's like I'll buy.
A set?
I'll have a payment plan, and maybe
Because of the
sometimes at the end of that payment plan, she will just keep saying, "For look at woman, worry, darling." But at least I'll use good
Product.
products.
I did a Mary Kay I was a Mary Kay consultant. Obviously, I'm no longer. And also, we sell fabric. I sold fabric. In Tanzania, we call kitenge.
Oh, wow.
In West Africa, I think you guys call Ankara.
Oh,
Yo, oh,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
I know you do that. I know.
I remember.
So,
I remember.
So, Miss Mumbo, what was your hustle like then?
Oh, hustler. Big hustler.
No, I want to say that none of you. I don't know.
I would like to hear your side
My
hustle.
own hustle. Yeah, I'll give you full gist.
If you are looking for a hustler, that's me. That's
Wow.
me.
Oh,
Yeah, because
that means I have somebody.
oh my God, oh my Lord, I thank you. Yeah, my side also then was like I love back home. I can say that's my hobby. I love to cook.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's my hobby, and hobby turned to second job in America.
That's one side of that I can
Because
never do.
I
in my
was
life.
busy cooking.
Not
You know,
even now, not maybe in the years to come.
I love it. I enjoy doing it, right? I love it. You know, when I got here, like myself, me and my kids, paying bills, sending them to school, surviving, and at the same time, I was in school,
Oh, wow.
training myself in school, It was really, really much for me. So I had to embark on the second also, which was cooking. There are some guys here, male and female, they are here not having their family around.
Yes.
And some, by the nature of their job, they work from one job to another. They don't have time to cook. So they know. I live in a big apartment, like in a building of like maybe over 200 families. So we mix together when you are getting your meals. At the mailbox when I'm getting my meals, like, oh, do you live in this building? I cook. If you want to cook, this is my room number.
Oh, wow.
From there, people will start ordering food from me. So even the whites, they love Nigerian jollof rice so much. They call it red rice.
Yes.
They say, hey, Mubo, I think I will need red rice this week. I need 1 tray. And I was making a big money from that because 1 tray of red rice, which is our own jollof rice, so that time was like $60-$70.
Oh, wow.
And if you are happy, 2-3 customers at the same time,
it's a lot too.
So that
did not do a child. I tell you, I have list of my side hustle. I do lifts, Uber drive.
Oh wow.
Grubhub.
Wow, you got a lot of side hustles.
Which one again? Which one is Grubhub? DoorDash. Really, I started from making braids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Yeah. I started from making braids.
Yeah.
That was my first job in the US.
You know what happened? Those African American, most of them, they have that Nigerian gene in them. It's got to a time they were asking me, what about that fufu? That is Ola, our own poundo yam.
Oh, okay.
So they gave it fufu. I don't know who taught them it's fufu.
Oh, wow.
They will be stressing, I want to buy fufu and vegetable. That thing you dip inside.
But the thing, in order to add to that, Nigerians are very good at introducing their dishes.
Yeah.
Once they introduce their dishes,
you don't want to go.
Well, I don't know if you are. Let me explain something. When I was introduced to like vegetable soup, I did not like it because you had that fish smell.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You understand? At the beginning, dry fish. But I think, of course, my husband is from Nigeria, so our household and my kids who are born here, my son cannot go without pounded yam.
Oh my God.
So there's something about Nigerian, how they trying to get you to eat their food
and to
at first and to love it. Thank you.
And not to love it. You yourself, you love it.
You will love it.
Because it's tasty.
Oh
my God.
Because you're not used at first you're not used to it, but the more you do it, I hated cooking in my house, right? Because I was like, oh my God, that fishy smell. But I like to have it
at home.
But I just don't like the smell.
Grubhub and DoorDash, food delivery generally. I don't know about it before. It was during COVID, and people started saying, they made this. I was like, they made this. Oh yeah, want to bang be ma come be say oh yeah, kayo. So I just carry my bag and I registered and I noticed that before you know it, in a week with the little hours I will just skip and go, and I already made like 400, 450.
Nobody wants to come out at that time. Yeah.
I want to see how much is the tip.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they put tip. Yeah.
How much is one big tip? Let's say the whole delivery was like $24, and the tip was like, I think the person rounded it up to 100.
Wow.
And it wasn't fair. It was from Howard to Evanston. No, not Evanston. A little bit inside Evanston. I can't remember the name. Those suburbs, those area that is like
Winnetka.
Okay.
I think so.
We met.
I can't remember.
We met.
I think that should be the
We
address.
met.
It was a very beautiful house. The entrance was like, I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. This is
you couldn't wait to see your tip.
I can't wait to have a house like this. So at that time, I saw the tip at the end of the delivery. Then I was like, oh my God. I called my friend and said, oh my God, did you see? I'm going home. It was a lot because that was like maybe my second. I think the first two was good. Maybe they gave me a tip of like maybe like $30 or $34. So it was like $75. Then I make 100 again. I already make
almost 200.
It's not even up to, let's say, like an hour, 10 minutes.
Wow.
That was when I turned it on. And I already make like almost $200.
Wow.
Really, it wasn't like that all the time.
I know.
It was just that day.
But during pandemic, they were just
that
being
day was a special day. Then I just went back home. I didn't walk up to 2 hours. I didn't even use a gas of $5.
That was a
And I
good
already
hustle.
make almost $200.
Yeah.
But really, it's not always like that, but it was good that day. So I was like, oh, man, I'm on for this. So I do different also. My side also is playing to here. There was a day I picked someone on my lift, and that lift, and I had to go pick my kids. It was almost, so I don't know when they added that to my queue, and I was like, what? I want to go back home because I was already looking at the time. I don't want to pay late fee for the daycare and stuff. And okay, and the person is just like 1 minute away. So I believe that the person was ready for me, waving like this is me, looking at the phone, waving. I was like, oh my God, what is this? Then I just like move and I said, please, I'm sorry. Can you cancel?
It's not done that way.
I was like, please, I'm sorry. You know what? I have to tell her.
You are just being honest.
I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I have to pick my kids, and I don't know when they put this on my queue and stuff like that.
How far was the person going?
I picked it already.
Oh, I
see
see.
it, and I see where it's going. I was like, oh, what? Or maybe you pick someone at downtown, and the person is going to.
O'Hare.
Oh yeah, what? Oh yeah, it's even small. Going to somewhere like 2 hours 30 minutes.
Oh my God.
And you are really about to round up your drive.
Your day.
I was so like, what?
So what did the person say?
The person just looked at me like this, and I believe the person report to.
Oh my God.
So they sent me an email. I put my story down. I want to pick my kids, and you guys just put it because I wasn't really familiar with that hack yet. At that time, I just started it.
Oh.
Then they put me on suspension. I just downloaded what they call it, Uber, and I started. You guys will be okay. So it was funny because I believe that I wasn't really good with the app yet.
You didn't understand.
Then all I want to make is that money.
I know,
So,
right?
and I have to be sincere with the person that, hey, if I carry you, number one, I'm going to be late to my kids' school.
And you'll be charged.
Like at that time, I'm going to pay. I think I still have two kids. Then I still have 2 kids. Then I'm going to be paying
$1 a minute back then.
every minute for late fee. No, I don't want to do that, and I don't even know how much Lyft is going to pay me for that. So why did they add to my key? I didn't pick it. It was funny. Anyways, let's go to our second question. What prompted you to your decision to go into what you do now?
Oh, well, to the glory of God, I'm now a nurse.
Yeah.
Even though I started as a CNA, but I can say my age actually prompted me. Because when I was working as a CNA, I saw so many encouragement from my DON, Director of Nursing, co-worker, like, oh, this profession will be good for you, blah, blah, things like that. And at the back of my mind, I had a purpose. And that purpose was to go for master's in social work.
Wow.
Because I was looking for a profession that will accommodate my age.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with my age, you don't expect me to, like, if I want to continue with the career I started with in Nigeria, I was the director of human resources and budgeting. Mm-hmm. You know, single-handedly I would prepare a state budget and do the presentation in front of the governor.
Wow.
But now if I want to say, like, I want to continue with that in this country, looking at my age, they are looking for all those tiny young ladies, you know, with their tiny legs and their tiny skirt, you know, to be...
No, you will repackage yourself. You carry your oh man, you have a good stature with your head. What are you telling me?
You be wearing all those tiny skirts and tiny pants, going from office to office. I was like, what? No, that's not for me. Let me look elsewhere. So when I started working as a CNA, and
I want to interrupt you. Age is just a number.
It's just a number.
You're not competing with those young ladies that are recent graduates.
At the same time.
But hold on. But let's not put our age as a disadvantage.
It's not a disadvantage, but you know what is good for you.
I'm
not that type.
Yeah.
I know my type.
But Miss Mubo, it's okay. And it's not that type. But let's not make it negative, because those kids that are coming out of university, right? Kids, young ladies, right now.
You know what?
Their way of doing things, the way they learn is such a different than we do.
Yeah.
So those corporate America, or those whatever you are doing in Nigeria, of course they're gonna. If we go to an interview you and I versus this new generation, they probably got more advantage than
But
we
let
do.
me tell you, Sister Rachel, the kind of accent they have, I don't have. Let me just tell you my
It's okay.
secret.
Let me tell you.
I
Let me
don't
tell
have
you.
it.
No, but let me tell you. But your accent is beautiful, though.
It's beautiful.
No, your accent is beautiful.
It's beautiful, that's
Oh.
It's beautiful, but you know when they start speaking their, you know, and you know even the use of Tompira, you know,
Yes.
they can close their eyes and be, you know, typing like
That's
my children
true.
when they
Okay,
are doing.
so you
or,
just
you know,
you just
I
think,
put 1 + 1 together.
health
You know,
job, it's fine for you.
yeah, I
and-
just felt like, oh, look at the people in health sector. We have the younger age, we have the, you know, it accommodates all ages.
Yeah.
Everybody.
True.
My DON was 52. So, and she told me she started like me. That when, in fact, she was so helpful that she packaged my schedule for weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that is when I work. She said, Mubo, when I was working as a CNA like you, my schedule was weekend. I want to make you a weekender. So she made my schedule like that. So she actually encouraged me. I would go to school Monday to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm at work. That was how I just like manage it till I finish. So when I finished, that's my board, and I was like, oh, let me step up. My students was like, what? Where are you going? Go and bring your license. You are going to start from here. She didn't let me go. So I started my nursing career from the same place I was working as a CNA.
Which is great.
Not only that, it gave me a good starting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like all my nurses were like, what? They gave me 3 weeks orientation. I was going from one of them was like, no, Mubo has not passed through me. She must pass through me because she really, really, really worked for me. I want her to pass through me. They were all competing to give me a good education, a good training to be a good
Orientation.
nurse.
Now you do different things,
Yes.
and I know you're working
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
And you also do a travel agency.
Travel agents. Yes.
Agency.
Thank you so
So-
much. My family and I, we open travel agents. We sell international airline tickets anywhere in the world. So if you want to leave from Lagos to Chicago, Lagos to
Okay, I
Atlanta,
want to go to Tanzania.
Definitely we are going to
I don't know
Tanzania.
one day. What's your package for me?
Oh, so right now we have a package. We're working on it in June. The first week in June, June 3rd to June 12th. I'm taking individual to Tanzania for 10 days. We're gonna go to safari. We're gonna go to Zanzibar.
Wow.
We're gonna go to Dar es Salaam.
What prompts you into that?
Very good question. As we're getting older, our energy level is not the same. I needed something that is high paced, but I don't have to go outside and drive and do this. It's something I can do in the comfort of my office. You understand? Everybody's traveling, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody want a special summer is coming, so I figure something has been on the work for a while. So I was like, you know what, and that was my per se resolution in 2023. So it kind of came toward the end of 23 because at the beginning of the year, right, this is what I would like to accomplish. I'm not gonna get to everything, but if I can accomplish 2 out of the 4 things I have, it's an accomplishment. So I'm really, we have a website. We have, we're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. Please do follow us and like us. And if anybody wants to travel, and we do have payment plan.
Oh, wow. To make it easy. To make it easy.
So if you want to purchase a ticket with us, because we understand, we all been there. And sometimes if you want to travel with our family, not everybody got a $30,000 credit card to put a ticket. So if you want to make installment, we try to give you 30 days. And why we're doing 30 days, because we're trying to avoid interest card on a credit card. Because if it's over 30 days, they're charging me interest. But if somebody is going through a situation and they need a little bit of time, we can work something out and pass along the interest.
Oh, wow. Any discount for friends?
Oh, yeah, they always discount for family.
In your own opinion, what do you think, or what advice will you give to people, new or old, that they're coming from another country? And what will be what they're going to deal with, those uncertainty that might arise early or later coming to the US?
Wow, that's a very interesting question. What I can advise people, have some savings. That's the biggest thing, because you're going to the unknown and you don't have anybody, right? Have a little bit saving with you. And once you get there, where you're going, study the environment, observe, be a good listener. You're going to hear a lot of things. You're going to see a lot of things, but you know you better than anybody. Pick and choose your battle. I want to use that word, because just because you're in a place, you see this person is doing this, that, and, you know, as human being, we are showing off our best, but we don't know what we are going through behind closed door, right? So try to be you, do you, right? And always learn, like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
It's always good to get and start doing what everybody's doing, but get to the point you're strong enough to say, you know what, this is my starting point, but this is not going to be my ending story.
Yeah, Sister Rachel, thank you very much for that beautiful one. I think I picked something from what you just said, that you just have to don't follow the crowd.
Yes.
Like, oh, everybody is doing nursing, I want to go into nursing. You might have something better than nursing. You just need to have a goal, you know.
Yes.
And that goal, make sure you are stay focused on the goals. Like you rightly said, you see people, you see things, those are distractors.
Yeah.
So distraction will come, overlook it. What you need to do when you have distractions is like, look at the bigger picture ahead of you. This is what I want to accomplish. No matter what, no matter the distraction and the distractors, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Stay focused,
Yeah.
believe in yourself, stay on your goal, and look ahead. Be focused on the picture ahead. The picture
Yes.
ahead, because I won't deceive you. When I started, I was like, these are my goals. To God, by the grace of God, I want to achieve this goal. Reason being that before I came, I started my PhD. I had to abandon it when I was coming here. I was like, okay, even if I don't have my PhD for something close, God help me, I still want to achieve my goal by the grace of God. So we need to stay focused.
And also, in addition to this, thank you so much, Miss Mubo, for that. In addition to that, in this country, I believe it's not like Africa. You have to know somebody, you have to do this, you have to do that. In this country, there's 3 things you need. Some brain, strength, right? Because you can have a brain, but you don't have the strength.
I know.
You need to have strength, you need to have brain, and you need to have a drive.
I know.
In America, if you have those 3 things, no matter what, you make it.
And with God on your side.
And God on your side.
things
Thank
are
you.
possible.
All things are possible. Sorry about that. I needed to add that.
Without it,
And
you're
the
nothing.
reason why I'm saying that, I think I met Foluke when you first came to this country.
Yep.
With my little tour. You know? Miss Mubo, when you first came, I remember I seen you guys flourish from your humble beginnings.
Thank you.
And God is taking you places.
Amen.
And you're not where you need to be.
Yes.
Greater things are ahead.
Amen.
So if I want to use you guys as an example, where you are, I remember where you are, I see where you are, and I pray for bigger and better things in the future.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much.
So I'm very proud of you.
Count all your joy when you go through diverse time. Meaning there will always be happy and sad time. Just like we have said today, those times we just got here, it was good. Don't let us say the other side of it. But now we can bless God. We can say God is really around with us. He moved with us. He journeyed with us. And here we are. And really, the sky is really our starting point. We are still going places. So many dreams right here that we still have together to put together. Thank you for coming today, and I'm so happy to have you. Thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I want to catch up with you soon on the next episode. Please don't forget to like, subscribe.
Lord, you are great. Lord, you are great. You are ready to be praised. Cause it did happen as you talk and Papa, I thank you. Jehovah, who can you be my activity? Cause it did happen as you talk and Papa, I thank you. Jehovah, who can you be my activity? Cause it did happen as you talk and Papa, I thank you.
Me no fit to deny you. All of my blessings are divine, oh. When I look around, oh, all I see now your hand, oh.
Oh my daddy, oh, when it's hour, you dey make us sweet, oh. This your grace, oh, in loud, oh, you dey speak for me, oh. Your grace dey overflow from my head down to my toes. Yanni, 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 yanni,